Okay, gang. This is section 5.2 and 5.3, part 2. And I'm not sure how much my notes are following the book, but you're getting everything one way or another. So you've already read the problem, example 7, because you downloaded it from ACE. But basically, you got Eric, Natalie, and Whitney, and this shows you how old the problem is. That's Eric Clapton, Natalie Cole, and Whitney Houston. They've all won Grammy Awards. 120 people were asked which of these artists they enjoyed listening to, and below are the results. Okay, so what we need to do is put this into a Venn diagram. And you'll notice on the right, I went ahead and abbreviated everything in math notation. So 42 selected Eric, so that means the number of E for Eric would be 42. The number for Natalie would be 47. For Whitney, we're going to put 41. Eric and Natalie would be 11. Natalie and Whitney would be 12. Whitney and Eric would be 10, and all three of these would be 4. So the next step is we need to take your numbers and put them in a Venn diagram and get them organized that way. So I've already started this. Got my circles anyway. Here's the questions. It would have been nice if the questions were below it, but whatever. Okay, so we always start on the inside and come out. So that's the intersection of E and N and W, which is this number here, the number 4. So I'm going to put a 4 here. And if I go up from there, that number's a 10. That's Whitney and Eric. So Whitney and Eric, the intersection. So the football region right in here would be 10. But I've already got 4 of them. So 10 minus 4 means you got 6 right there. Going up to the next one, you got Natalie and Whitney is 12. So Natalie and Whitney, that's the football shape over here. 12 altogether. I've got 4. 12 minus 4 gives you 8. And when you look backwards, 4 plus 8 gives you 12. The next one up says Eric and Natalie. That's this region right in here. That's a total of 11. I've already spoken for 4 of them. 11 minus the 4 gives me 7 right there. Okay, going up to the next level. Whitney has 41. So altogether, I got 41 here. So if I take the 41 for Whitney, I'm going to subtract 6. I'm going to subtract 4. I'm going to subtract 8. That should be 23 for right here. Natalie was 47. So if I start with 47, I'm going to subtract 7. I'm going to subtract 4. And I'm going to subtract 8. So 15, 19, I believe that's 28. That number goes right here. And then for Eric had a total of 42. So altogether in his circle is 42, but I've already got 7, 6, and 4. So I got to subtract 7, I got to subtract 6, I got to subtract 4. That number is going to be 25, and that's the number that goes right here. There's still one more number, and that's the number out here. What we have to do is we have to add these all up. So we got 25, 7, 28, 6, 4, 8, and 23. I'm going to add those numbers up. See, that's 32, 60, 70, 78. That's going to be 101. And if you go back to the top, it said 120. So altogether, I usually just say N equals 120. Or you could say the number in U is 120. So if you take 120 and subtract 101, that gives you 19. That is the number that comes out here. If you wanted to check them, you should be able to add up all those numbers. It should be 120. Now let's go to the questions. Question 1, how many selected none of the artists? That's the 19. How many selected only Eric? Only Eric. Well, all of these are Eric, but these people like Eric and Natalie. We can't count that. These 6 like Eric and Whitney. Can't count that. And you can't count the 4 because they liked all of them. The answer is going to be 25. 25 people liked Eric alone. How many selected at least or exactly one of the artists? Well, that would be the 25 here, 28 here, and the 23 here. So I'm going to take 25, 23, 28, and I'm going to add those guys together. And I believe that's going to be 76. How many selected Natalie and Whitney? Here's Natalie and Whitney. There's 12 of them there. 4 plus 8 is 12. Out of those people, but not Eric, I'm going to take the 4 away. That leaves 8. Number 5, how many selected Natalie or Whitney, but not Eric? So now the word changed from and to or, so it's not intersection, it's union. These people right here selected Natalie or Whitney. But the second part of that says, but not Eric, so we're going to get rid of the 7, the 4, and the 6. So now we're going to take 28, 8, and 23. We're going to add those together. I believe that's 59. And that is the answer right there. And how many selected exactly 2 of the artists? That would be this number here. 6 people chose Eric and Whitney, but not Natalie. So there's 6 there. There's going to be 7 here that chose Eric and Natalie, but not Whitney. And there's 8 people here that selected Natalie and Whitney and not Eric. So that's plus 8. 15 looks like that number is going to be 21. So that would be exactly 2 of the artists. It's kind of a logic problem. If you like doing puzzles and things like that, you'll probably like these things. And if you don't, then, well, okay. Okay, here's example 8. We know the following facts about the first 42 presidents of the United States. That 42 tells you inside all of this is going to be 42 numbers altogether. 8 held a cabinet post. 14 was vice president. 15 was a senator. And then I got 2, 4, 6. I'll give you a clue. We're going to start down in here because that number starts in the middle. We always start in the middle and work out. 6 were senator or vice president. Senator or vice president, that would be this circle right in here. So I got 6 altogether. I've already counted for 1, so that number is going to be 5. 6 minus 1 gave me the 5. Going up to the next one here, I got 4 that was in a cabinet or senator. Cabinet or senator is the intersection here, the football-shaped region. So altogether I got 4. 4 minus 1 gives you 3. Or if you go backwards, 3 plus 1 gives you the 4 right there. Okay, work my way up to here. Now, 2 served in the cabinet or the vice president. So altogether, in this overlap here, there's 2 people. I've already got 1, so that's going to be a 1. 1 plus 1 gave me the 2. 15 served as a senator. So altogether in this circle is 15. So if I take 15 minus the overlap, 3, 1, and 5. That number is 6. That goes right here. Had to think for a second. Okay, that's that one. Now we're going up to this one. 14 served as vice president. So altogether I got 14. So if I take, I'm just going to put it down here. 14 minus 1 minus 1 minus 5. That number is 7. and then 8 served in the cabinet, so altogether there's 8. But the overlap, I got 1 and 1 and 3. That gives me 3 here. Now you notice I'm doing all this before I go to the questions, because if I get this done, the questions become easy. So if I take all of these and add them up, 3, 1, 7, 3, 1, 5, and 6. That's all the numbers I have inside here. So I got 3 and 1, 4, 11, 14, 15, 26. So out here, since I had 42 altogether, I subtract the 26, and the number that goes out here is going to be 16. Now let's answer the questions. How many presidents served none of the positions? That's the number I just found, 16. These 16 served none of them because those would be outside the 3 circles. How many served only as a senator? Here's your senators. These 6 people only served as a senator. How many served at least one of the positions? Well, that would be the union of all these guys here. When I added these up, that's the 26. There were 16 that served none of them, so logic would tell you the other 26 served at least one. And how many served in exactly 2 positions? I've got the 3 here, 7, and 5. 3 plus 7 plus 5 equals 15. 15 is your answer. Okay, first couple times through that, a little bit tougher, but now you're starting to catch on if you've been thinking through as I've been working these. Okay, now I'm going to go back to this example 5. On your paper, that's what it looks like. And, you know, when you look at these, this is kind of tough. But what you have to do is look at each one as you go. So if I simply looked at that one, the number in A intersect the number in B, intersect the complement of C, that's equal to 10. Well, if you draw your Venn diagram, which I've already got one put together, where does that fit in? Well, A intersect B is the football shape right in here. But this says not C. It's not in C. That would be this number here. That's where the 10 goes. Now, before I get ahead of myself, one of the things I do, you do different things so you can keep track of all these numbers. It's very easy to lose track of. The first thing I did when I did this problem is I actually wrote it down this way. So the numbers in A intersect B, intersect the complement of C, that was 10. That one's done, and then you go to the next one. So the next one says it's in A, it's also in C, the intersection of those two is right in here, but then it says not B. That would be this one right in here. This is where A and C overlap, but since it says not B, I'd put that number outside. The next one says it's not in A, it is in B. If it's in B, it's one of these numbers here, but it's not in A and it's not in C. That would be this number right here. See, those numbers, they're in B, they're not in A, and they're not in C. So I've taken care of those guys. This says not in A and not in B, but it is in C. Start with C. That tells you it's going to be one of those. But if it's not in A and it's not in B, that means it's going to be this number right here. Because there's 20 of them. They're not in A, not in B, but they are in C. Okay, they're not in A, intersect, they're not in B, intersect, they're not in C. So it's not in any of them. That's the number out here, 80. Okay, now it's going to start getting a little tricky. Altogether in A, this says I have 22. Problem is, I don't know either one of those two. If I knew one of them, I could just subtract to get the other number. Let's go to the next one. Number in B is 46. Kind of the same thing. I got 46 altogether. So far I got 40. So that tells me, I'm sorry, I got 30. So 46 minus the 30 is 16. That means this whole overlap is going to be 16. Problem is, there's two numbers that add up, so I'm not sure. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to guess. So again, try to work from the inside. Let's say I'm going to guess that number to be a 1. I honestly don't know what the answer is, but let's guess it's 1. Okay? So in A, there's 22 altogether in A. I've already got 10, 1, and 5. That adds up to 16. 22 minus 16, that means this number would be a 6 if that was a 1. So this 1 generated that 6. Let me see if I can get a different color here. So let's say I put a 1 here, that generated a 6 right there. Okay, also, there was 46 in B, so if I got 30 here and 10 and 1, that's 41, subtract, that means this number here would have to be a 5. Okay, now you have all your numbers. So what we want to do is we want to take 6, 10, 30, 5, 1, 5, 20, and the 80, and we're going to add those all up. 16, 46, 52, 57, 77, that's 157. Is that what we were supposed to get? The answer is no, because if you look over here, my answer should have been 156. So if you'll remember, I guessed that to be a 1. 1 gave me the wrong answer. Okay, so 1 is not it. So let's kick those out. So instead of 1, what are you going to guess? We were close. We were only 1 off. Well, we guessed 1. Let's try 2. So if this is a 2, A had 22. So 10, 2, and 5, that's 17. 22 minus 17, that would have to be a 5. And for B, there's 46 altogether, so I got 30, and 10 is 40, plus 2 is 42. This would have been a 4. Okay, now let's add those up and see what we get. So that would be 5, 10, 30, 5, 2, 4, and 20. Doesn't matter what order. I'm going to take 10 and 30. Those are bigger numbers. That's 40, plus 5 is 45, 50, 52, 56. It's going to add up to 76. Oh, I forgot the 80 over here. That gives you 156. What were we supposed to get? 156. Now we completed the Venn diagram, and that's what it looks like. So this would have been a 5, this would have been a 2, that would have been a 4. But I didn't know that going in. It was trial and error. You try a number, and then you fill in the remaining spots. Then you add them up to see if you got that 156 was the total they gave us. I doubt that you're going to have a problem on a test that's like that. But what's nice about that, it gets you thinking, you have all this information, how are you going to do it? Well, first of all, you got to organize it. The first thing I did was wrote it out like this, so they're not one after the other. Once you have this, then you can start filling in what you know on the Venn diagram. And then to find the remaining ones, you're just going to trial and error. You'll try some number in the middle, generate the others, and then test it to make sure it works. Okay, that should take care of you on everything through the end of section 5.3. That's not correct. The end of section, 5.3, I was correct. When we get to 5-4, you're going to like that one. That is a quick, simple, easy section. Probably as easy as they come in this course. And then we'll go to the last section, 5-5. That one's going to be a little bit tougher. Okay, that's it for now.